What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Apocaflix Movies, or welcome if it's your very first time here. This is the casting table, the show where we choose a character and we kind of just cast them in our own ideal way. The character or the actor we want to play that character, and it could be in the superhero world, it can be an historical figure, it can be a character from Star Wars.
An historical figure would be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if we did like a George Washington or something.
Whoa.
I think that would be
Casted
cool.
Lincoln when Lincoln came out.
Well, they chose the perfect guy for Lincoln.
We'll have to do that in the future.
That's interesting.
But I don't know why. We've never done that. I just said that.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Or it can be an animated character going into live action, which we're actually doing today. And I think we're all excited about this one because we all grew up in the 90s and we're casting Disney's Hercules, the animated...
We kicked Keith out for this one.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to participate anyway. He was like an adult when this came out, or a teenager at least.
Love you, Keith.
Yes, we do. I'm sure you agree. But we are casting Disney's Hercules, the character of Hercules in the animated film. It's, at least for Jake, Brian, and I, it's one of our favorite animated films of all time.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Never?
So I'm coming from an outside perspective.
Did you like, did you at least, you've seen him, like how he looked, you've seen the trailers and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen like.
So the only thing you won't get is the
clips here.
personality. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But I guess anybody can kind of tackle the personality if they're a good actor.
Look how they're doing Mulan. I mean, maybe it's a more
He's got
serious
a
tone.
point. He really does have a point.
Anyways,
That's a good point.
He made a good point
I'm
that didn't
Jake
involve
Barley.
DC.
This is Brian Avicino, Jake Berlin, and Gio Ramos over there, and we love doing this show. It's just fun.
Fun
So,
fan casting.
the way we do it is we say our first choice first. That way, like somebody doesn't steal our first choice with their backup.
It's a lot of firsts.
Yeah, and then we're gonna say our second choice, and then some honorable mentions. Who should we go to first?
I'll go first because
Okay.
it's like I don't. I mean,
Okay.
And then you guys can be like,
he
maybe
comes
he's a good
out
fit.
And
Not
nowhere
seeing a
takes
movie
it.
and steals one of our number ones. We're gonna have some
So you're
fun.
just gonna say your number one choice and why?
My number one, he's a proven box office talent.
I know it is.
He can transform his physique, and you know he's already Star-Lord in the MCU.
Yep.
I'm gonna go
Called
with Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
Chris Pratt.
Interesting.
He really is like a prototypical guy to play this character.
Yeah.
Knowing how the character is, he really is like the guy who can fit the build, fit the personality, you know, a very immature person in a man's body, that type of stuff, you know, but also be a godlike figure at the same time.
Yeah.
And it would also be really cool to see him with these kind of powers because he does have human powers in the MCU.
Yeah.
So I would, if it was announced tomorrow that Chris Pratt starring as Disney's Hercules, I would be 1,000% on board.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I didn't even think about that.
He was my
Interesting.
honorable
Same.
mention.
He was my first honorable mention. So it's a
Okay.
good call. It's a good call.
So basically, he sucks if he's your honorable mention.
No. The reason I didn't pick him is because he's like almost. It's like when we talked about Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. He's the obvious choice. He's like the obvious choice, which is why I didn't pick him personally.
Yeah.
Maybe they're
And
live.
for me, he was also a little too not old, but he was a little older.
I'm
than,
thinking younger when I think of
Yes.
this,
Yeah, a little
in
bit.
my opinion.
But Chris
that's
Pratt,
a good
but
choice.
he doesn't. He's like what 40.
But he
can
looks
easily
young,
play a
too.
30-year-old.
Yeah,
You know,
He's 40?
I think he's
Wow.
he's old.
Yeah,
he's older.
And-
a lot of guys are. Yeah.
The thing for me, one of my qualifiers was singing, and if you watch Parks and Rec, Chris Pratt can actually sing. He's in a rock band on that show.
Yeah.
He can sing, so it works. I'm okay with that.
So are we going in a circle?
Sure, yeah. Now that Gio went, let's go.
Okay, so my first choice, and I just said that I don't like going with the obvious ones. I did go younger on this one. He was in a recent movie that I just saw, and he's also on one of my favorite television shows right now. He is one of the most badass young actors working today. It is Alexander Ludwig.
I told you.
He plays Bjorn Ironside on Vikings. He is Ragnar Lothbrok's son on that show. He is taking over the show, and he was recently in Bad Boys for Life. He played the giant computer guy.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
Alexander Ludwig.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Interesting.
I had him in
blonde
mind,
hair.
yeah.
He's ripped in that show, but he's not that ripped in Vikings, which is interesting.
Yeah.
You know where he started from, right?
Well, he was in Hunger Games,
Yeah,
and then
Hunger.
he was also in.
He was Kato, right?
I believe he was in Race to Witch Mountain. He's been working for a long
The
time.
remake.
Yeah, he's been working for a long time. But he was a young child actor as well. After seeing him on Vikings and how he takes over that show, dude, like, just give this guy some type of role like that. And Hercules has a sword, a shield. It just like fits.
Well,
Like,
when people were rumoring this movie for a while, that's people. His name. I
oh my
remember
god,
popping
dude!
up.
He has Bjorn Ironside on Vikings. Oh my, dude, legend.
I've heard a lot of great things about.
The show's so awesome, dude. So awesome.
I need to watch Vikings. I heard good things.
You can watch it on
I
Amazon.
haven't really seen him in
Travis,
anything,
what's his
to
name?
be honest, so I don't know.
Let me look up his filmography because he's been on the.
I mean,
Travis
I've seen
Fimmel.
all the Hunger Games
yeah.
movies, but who was he in Hunger Games?
He was Kato.
He was
Which one was that?
he was
District two.
District One's
one.
first,
First
the
movie?
popular guy.
He was the
yeah.
very last person that died in the first one. He was about to
Oh,
kill
okay,
Peeta, and
okay.
then
Yeah,
he fell
okay.
on.
Now that's
So let me look up some of his stuff real quick because he's been working for like a long. He was a soldier in Lone Survivor. Oh my god, he's in the new
Yes, he
Stephen Amell
was.
wrestling show. Oh my god, that's awesome. He was in Midway recently.
Oh, that's right. He was in Midway for half.
The Hunger Games, Grown Ups 2, Race to Witch Mountain, a lot of child stuff, Airbud 3, Sandlot Heading Home. So he's in a lot of kid stuff when he was younger, but he's kind of, oh my god, he's in the Stephen Amell wrestling show on Showtime.
Is Stephen
Our
Amell in a
Stars.
wrestling show?
So he signed up for a Stars TV show called Heels, and he's the lead wrestler.
When does that come out? Because
It comes out later this year, the fall. He's
Stephen
filming it
Amell
right. He's
is?
filming it in March. Yeah.
I'm watching that somehow. 'cause
He's
I
in
love
the.
Stephen Amell.
He's playing a character. He's Alexander Ludwig's playing a character called Ace Spade.
Wow.
Dude, I'm so pumped right now. So yeah, Hercules for sure, but Heels, that's awesome.
Did you
That's
see
awesome.
the fan cast that was going around when the rumor that they were going to do this was? It was him as Hercules. Meg was oh my god, just Amber Heard,
Yeah, that works.
and Benedict Cumberbatch as
Hades.
Oh, that would have been
Yeah,
good.
Right.
yeah, but yeah, that's my number one. So
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm so glad nobody took mine because since the first time I ever thought about them doing this in live action, this is the first time I've always said, and I just think it makes so much sense. And for me, there's multiple things. If they do this movie, and not every live action adaptation has to have the music from the original, but this has to have the music from the original.
100%.
I want it to be a musical. I don't care if that's cheesy. The music is in the DNA of this movie. Yeah. And so that being said, I need the actor to be able
And some of the music wasn't even from Hercules' character and stuff.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I want all that. But so I want my actor to sing, and I just think this fits perfectly. And for that being said, Zac Efron is my choice. Zac Efron, I think
he's a good choice, man. He
I'm
really
a
is.
huge Zac Efron fan. He's a great actor. Like, I think he's separated himself from the Disney Channel High School Musical stuff.
That's over 10 years ago.
Could you imagine the people that love that movie though, or those movies though, and then him being announced as Hercules?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
The people would lose their mind. Lose their mind.
For me, he can pull off the younger version of Hercules. He can pull off the older version. He's ripped, obviously. He's freaking huge. If you see him in Baywatch next to The Rock, like, he's huge. And he can sing. So
I hate to break it to you. You know that wasn't him singing in High School Musical, right?
It wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Are you serious?
He came out and said that wasn't him.
Okay, how am I supposed to know that? I don't follow High School Musical.
But really, I mean, look at Taron Egerton, right? He's saying as Elton John. Anybody can learn to sing. And
so
they can amp it up with technology and stuff too.
So he's not a singer?
No.
I'm sure he sings in some capacity.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Well, I'm not a High School Musical fan at all, so I would have no idea if that was the case. But most a lot of movies where there's a singer, the actor's not the one singing. So that's fine. Either way, I still would want him cast in this role.
He's a great choice. I thought about putting him on my list too. I don't know why, but when I think of Hercules, I think of someone who's just like a little bit more bigger than Zac Efron. He's ripped in Baywatch, but he doesn't have the dimension of someone. And I'm not thinking like The Rock, but I'm thinking just someone who's a little bit thicker. Yeah. You know, but that doesn't mean he can't play it, because he's like, I'm really on board with you. He's a great actor. He's turned himself around. And it would kind of be like full circle, him coming back to a Disney movie after doing the High School Musical stuff. I'd be on board for that too.
Yeah.
You could do the blonde hair with him too.
Yeah,
the blonde streaks like he has in Baywatch. So even though Hercules in the movie has red hair. So
it works either way.
I honestly keep going back and forth between my 1 and 2, but I'm sticking with my number 1. and that's gonna be Chris Evans.
Ooh.
It's this.
Yeah, he was on my honorable mentions too.
It was a safe choice.
I would like that.
He was my safe choice. My second one was more of my risk one, but he does Broadway stuff, so I know he can probably sing if that's what he does. That
well, the play's not a singing one, but that's okay.
no, okay.
No.
Well, I'm sure Chris Evans can sing. Well, and then just the build. I think he even kind of has that personality a little bit. How Hercules was kind of like he can play like a little bit of naive, but still like hold it down. But yeah, I mean, it's a safe choice. It's kind of like the Chris Pratt one too. It's like you know that they can do it. I don't know.
It'd be a different role for him though.
Yeah, the only thing I thought of is he may be a little too old. He's not old, but
He's like Chris Pratt. They're near the 40 maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna
in the movie. So you see like teenager Hercules, but then after he does the
He
training,
literally goes from baby to adult.
So like if we're talking about after he's done with the training, then like
Yeah,
he'd be
exactly.
perfect for that.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt would be perfect for that. But maybe they have a different actor playing the teenage version.
Probably.
Yeah,
They probably
that's
because
what they'd have to.
I would
You know?
imagine that it would just be a quick young version montage of the teenage
yeah,
one,
it's
and then
like-
get to
it's
the
like,
kid version.
Wonder Woman, how they did that. She was a child. They showed a little bit of her as a
Similar,
teenager.
yeah.
Yes,
That's
General
It's
Antilles.
exactly, yeah.
It's literally a singing montage when he trains. It's
I love that song. And
Wow.
what's-
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
You need to get Danny DeVito back, man.
100%.
Yes.
as Phil,
I'm
100%. You
okay
need him
with
as
that.
Phil.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Phil for that character. That's what a name, Phil.
I know, right?
Phil.
But it's like a long, yeah, it's a longer name. Yeah,
Yeah, Chris Evans for me.
that's a good choice. I didn't even think about him either.
Yeah.
Do you have number 2, Gio?
I do, and this I thought about this as like if they were to follow the route of Mulan, because I think we all think Mulan's going to be a huge, maybe their most successful live action. If they
Has
go
the
a little bit more
possibility, yeah.
serious route with Hercules, I think this actor he's older, but I think he'd be perfect in a role. Tom Hardy, and
That would be very interesting.
And look, I get it. Serious actor, right? We've never seen him do this type of role. But think about Venom and some of those moments he had to do as Eddie Brock, when he's just the restaurant scene, when he's just like, he can get into that, side of acting where he's just like, playful, like it's meant to be funny, that kind of thing. And if they take a more serious approach with this movie as they did with Mulan, I mean, come on, Swords and Sandals, Tom Hardy, he'd be a badass. He'd be, like legit the physique. Think of Bane and, Hercules with that.
I wouldn't be mad at that because, and I think
I
if
didn't
we're
either.
going with
That's
a different actor playing the teenage version, then that makes perfect sense.
Sure.
I think that would be really cool, actually.
So I wish I saw the animated movie because then I'd have more to go off of. But I'm just taking into consideration if Mulan makes $2 billion and then they're like, okay, these next couple adaptations, let's make them a little bit more serious.
And even if they didn't make it serious, he could still do it.
Yeah, he's in a movie called This Means War
Yes.
with Reese Witherspoon and Chris
I actually
Pine.
really like
Yeah.
that.
He's very lighthearted and playful in that movie compared to what he normally is, and
even
he has that
in
side.
Rock and Roller too, the Guy Ritchie
Yeah,
movie.
he has that
He's in Rock
side.
and Roller.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
Wow.
that either.
Yeah, he
he's
has.
super young. In
He has that
movie.
side. Well, and he was kind of playful in Inception too. He was joking a little bit in that movie
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
he definitely has that side. We just don't see much of it because he likes those darker, more serious kind of dramatic
Revenant,
roles. So
I'm just thinking of the end battle in Hercules when he fights the Titans.
Mhm.
That would be amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
just imagining Tom
Or
Hardy
even
in that
Hydra.
role. Yes. Oh, I hope they do this movie. They better do it. They better do it.
all right, so for me again, I went a little bit more unknown. He's definitely known, but he's had some smaller roles. A gentleman named Alan Ritchson. He plays Hawk on Titans, the DC show. He played Aquaman on Smallville, and he voiced the Raphael in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Okay.
Maybe
And
that's
then
why
he
I
was
remember.
also Thad
There.
Castle in Blue Mountain State, one of the greatest sports shows of all time. Again, he has the build, right? He kind of just looks like that guy, and he did an interview on Collider Live a number of months ago, and he was on there and he was talking about the type of roles he wants to do and how he has kids and stuff, and he just seems like the guy that would fit this type of movie. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he said that he sings and stuff too. So
okay.
And that one kind of played in this one as well. So I definitely like him. I would like to see more of him. I really like him on Titans. I think he's great on that show. But I think that this could be a really cool role for him and Ludwig as well. So
Awesome. Well, my number 2 choice it's between 2 guys, but I think I'm gonna lean towards one, and I think this guy can sing. I'm not sure, but I thought he could. And I guess he does. I don't have to be able to. But I think Zachary Levi could actually pull this off.
I was thinking of Dwayne Johnson's Hercules.
I think that would be. I think he could do it. Obviously, he can do the immature, playful young boy thing, and then he can also be the more. He kind of did that in Shazam, the more serious, big buff guy. And he got ripped for that. And I could have sworn I seen something in him, something with him in it that he's singing in. But I think Zachary Levi would kill it.
That TV show he did, I think he did like a singing Chuck. I'm sure they did like a singing episode or something like that.
Yeah, so Zachary Levi would be my number 2.
He was on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you only pick people for Hercules named Zach.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Their name must mean Hercules in some different language.
Exactly.
Maybe
in the God language.
Yeah. I went for kind of a not typical, I guess. He's definitely not like a jacked, like muscular guy, but I kind of could see him playing the personality better. And for me, that was Richard Madden. I could see the personality aspect work really well. I could see him mimicking that character really well. The only thing that comes down to it is he's not this big jacked guy that you would expect Hercules.
Well, anyone can get jacked though.
Exactly. And that's where I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pick one that looks physically like Hercules, and I'm going to pick one that kind of could probably portray the Hercules character. I could see him playing like that naiveness and stuff like that, opposite an awesome lady.
I think he did a role where he sang too. Let me look it up real quick.
I'm sure European trained actors do typically do it all. I think he would be an interesting choice, and I think kind of a cool if you weren't looking for.
Oh no! Well, he was in Rocket Man, but he didn't sing. That's the role I was thinking of.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool, not having to be this like huge buff type guy, but I mean, like you said, he can obviously get jacked for it, but I mean, I kind of like the character aspect that he could play.
He's a great actor that needs to be used more. I really enjoy him. He popped up in 1917 quickly. I always mention it, but that show Bodyguard on Netflix,
It's the best.
He's so good in that show, and then obviously Game of Thrones. So I would love to see him in more, and this type of role would definitely give him that opportunity. It'd be fun.
Yeah,
So
he's awesome.
yeah,
They need to, if they went that route, I would need to see like a really strong Meg person to play opposite him too, like that temptress type that she is.
We should have casted her alongside. We should have did both of them.
there are definitely those characters where you have to combine them. There's definitely those positions. I mean, I think we did that. Oh, we did a Catwoman and Penguin one because they were announced at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Maybe we should do like a full cast, not like everyone, but like we could have done Hercules, Meg, and Hades.
And Zeus.
And Zeus.
Yeah, and then also the 2 little devil children.
Yeah.
Pain and Panic.
We could have. I mean, we could have easily. We'll have to think about that, especially for these Disney movies, because that's the type of characters
the ones that
they
have ensemble casts. You know, it would
Maybe we'll redo this and do a
you know
whole
what?
cast.
I just take back by Richard Madden. He already played Prince Charming in Cinderella.
So
He's not
who
gonna
cares?
play
I would love to see a sequel to that, by the way. Lily James, another Cinderella.
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
That one. Well, they thought about
Wow.
doing a Prince Charming spinoff.
Yeah.
I think
Well, what
that
happened
one
with
came
that?
too
Jeez.
early.
It's a great.
No,
movie,
it was successful. It made a buttload of money though.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it made a buttload of money. Yeah.
Oh.
I have an honorable mention. It adds to the MCU train. It's another Chris. Mr. Chris Hemsworth.
he's the obvious.
Mr. Chris
It's funny
Hemsworth.
because we could have Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, or
And Chris Pine. And Chris Pine,
I was
really.
gonna say Chris Pine too.
Chris Pine.
Any of the Chris's.
He sang in
And Chris
Into the
Tom
Woods
Hall.
with Emily
Into
Blunt.
the Woods,
yeah,
yeah.
so I mean, any of the Chris's could. Yeah, but Chris Hemsworth is more than any of them the obvious choice.
He might be the best choice, to be honest. Like for me, that was the obvious choice because Chris
Hemsworth,
yeah, that was the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Is that why I didn't go with it? But he would be amazing.
And then you get Natalie Portman as Meg.
I love Natalie Portman, but please
No, you need Emily Blunt as Meg.
Ooh.
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
I was gonna say my honorable mention was Krasinski, and I think
Mic drop.
Yeah.
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Mic drop. There it is. There it is.
No, I just thought of a good
Krasinski
Meg.
and Blunt.
I got a good Meg. Blake Lively.
She'd be good.
There you go. Yeah.
I think if you do Chris Evans, you gotta get Scarlett Johansson to be Meg. Those two together are too good.
Scarlett Johansson would be.
Those two together are too good. And then you gotta get Vanessa Hudgens for Zac Efron.
I was like, if they get Zac Efron,
You gotta get Vanessa
she
Hudgens.
would actually be a good Meg. I think.
Yeah.
I think she'd be a good Meg.
Interesting.
My honorable mentions, I had Taron Egerton as one of my honorable mentions, and Logan Lerman. The problem with them, they're kind of too small, like just small guys.
Yeah.
Isn't
general.
Logan Lerman from the
Fury.
Lightning Thief?
Yeah, he's
Percy
from
Jackson.
Percy Jackson.
Another
he's in,
god. Great god.
True, but
Poseidon's
he's also
son.
in
Fury.
Fury.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Perks of Being a
God,
Wallflower,
that
amazing. And he's also in the James Mangold movie, the 310 to Yuma.
310 to
Yes.
Yuma.
Logan Lerman is super underrated.
If you get
actor.
Logan Lerman as Hercules, you need Emma Watson from Wallflower as Meg.
Please.
Those two together on screen.
I would lose my crap if that was.
She was already bailed out.
Yeah,
so.
I know, that's true.
You
That's
can't
true.
really throw that one. Are we Hades?
And that I don't really think that character fits her, to be honest. But it was
You
really
need,
cool.
you need someone much more mature with a sarcastic. Maybe we'll cast her next. You need someone who's sarcastic, kind of like jokey. You know,
I think she might have to have good comedic.
a little
you know,
older,
a little
a
comedic as
little,
well.
just a little older than Hercules because she has that that age mentality, that personality where she's kind of been through the crap. You know?
reminds
You should call him Boy Wonder or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She reminds you of like that, like to me, like that 16-year-old that thinks that like the 19-year-old next door is like super hot, like that type of age difference.
There's a lot of good actresses that could play her. Maybe we'll cast her at some point. We should have done them together. Now that I think about it, we should have done them
as a
together.
Disney character, she's so underrated. Like
Yes.
nobody talks about her. I love Meg.
It's because she's not a
And-
princess.
Yeah, true. But man, she's such an awesome character.
Well, should we run through our list before we
Did you
get out
have
of
some
here?
honorable mentions?
Well, John Krasinski was
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's right.
Channing Tatum was another one. He hasn't really done much.
He's doing a Disney musical. He just got announced for it this week.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
Right
he just
there.
got announced for it
Fine.
this week.
Tatum could do it too.
The one that I kept seeing pop up of people wanting was Alexander Skarsgård. Too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's another
he
one.
played Tarzan though.
Yeah.
He definitely got the build for it.
Too.
Yeah.
So
And then Margot Robbie is Meg.
There we go.
They were Tarzan and Jane. That's why I said
Yeah.
that.
We just have to match them up with something.
Right.
Margot Robbie as Meg would be kind of cool too.
There's a lot of good
She would.
actresses. There's a really good lot of actresses. Yeah.
I think that one's harder than Hercules.
Yeah.
Because you have to fit with Meg outside. Like Hercules is like very easy to play. He's brooding, right? He kind of has this like dorky personality a little bit, but then he grows into it.
Naive.
Meg, there's a specific. It's a stereotype with Meg. It really is. Like it's a specific type of character, and
Her
you
personality.
need.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So that would be a fun cast. That would be a fun cast.
That one's a thinker. You got to figure that one out.
Well, you can't think of it on the spot, obviously.
No,
There's so many actresses out there.
I know. There's a lot
All
of
right.
good ones.
If and when they announce the movie, we'll do a Meg.
Yeah,
casting.
for sure. We'll start with Hercules and we'll go from
Yeah,
there. But I think we
exactly.
definitely need to do like Pain and Panic and Zeus and
Yeah.
Hades would be an interesting one. And
How old is
the-
Meg?
Pain and Panic is who you're thinking.
How
of.
old is she?
Yeah.
We don't really know, but I'm guessing like late 20s.
she's got to be older
early
than him.
30s.
Older than him for
I
sure.
like Tessa
Like-
Thompson.
She could do it.
Yeah.
And she could
Actually,
play that
that's-
personality.
Yeah,
100%.
Like
100%.
personality wise, she fits it perfectly. And who cares what she looks like? It
It's
doesn't
kind of
really matter,
almost
yeah.
like how she plays.
Michelle Dockery from Gentleman.
That would be a good.
She
one.
was great.
Just because she's in my head.
We've literally just ran
Where is she
through
from?
everyone.
She was in Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay.
That's where she was for a long time.
Cool. All right, well, that's going to do it for the casting table of Disney's Hercules. Thank you all for watching. Let us know in the comment section what you think of our choices and what your choices are to play Hercules. And even let us know some other characters in the movie who you would like to play them. Again, I'm Jacob Bartley. This is Brian Avalosino, Jake Berlin, and Gio Ramos. Please subscribe to Apocaflix Movies if you have not yet, and we will see you all next time. Hey everyone, Jacob Bartley here. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out something similar from Apocaflix Movies, click this video up here. You want something a little bit different? Check out this video down here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to Apocaflix Movies and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We always love to hear from you.